Welcome to my tutorial on blood relations. So, there are two common kinds of problems that you will see related to blood relation problems in competitive examinations. The first one is like something like this, where a statement is given pointing to some person and you are asked what is the relation, right? For these kinds of diagram, we will use family tree diagram. Family tree diagram. And there's another kind of problem that often comes, especially in banking examinations, is something like this. We are given relations described in terms of symbols, and we are given another relation. We are asked to find which of these represent this particular relation. Now, you can draw a family tree diagram for each of these and check in which of the family tree diagram 5 is the sister-in-law of 6, but we don't normally do that. We normally, because that will be quite time consuming, right? Drawing 5 blood relation diagrams for this question. So we have a shortcut for this to save your time. So let us first understand the basics of blood relation diagram. So we use some representations to draw family tree diagram. So we use this for male, square, circle for female, or we could have used plus and minus for this and this. It doesn't matter. Whichever you're comfortable, I'm more comfortable with this, so I will be using this for this relation for husband wife. Now this relation for son, this is son, and this is daughter, so son, daughter. And this relation for brother, sister, this for brother, sister, brother, like that, so equal to. So these are the relations that we see. And suppose, and we draw generally in terms of generation. So this is generation 1, and the moment we go down, this is generation 2. The moment we go further down, this is generation 3, like that. Now sometimes we need to represent uncles. So for this, for ours, uncle would be him or him, right? Both sides it could be uncle, that is his father's brother, the this symbol, right? So we represent, now this is called paternal uncle, or uncle from paternal side, and this is called uncle from maternal side. So remember this two, maternal means mother side and paternal means father side. Question number 1. Pointing towards a person, a man said to a woman, his mother is the only daughter of your father. So his mother, so there's a man, his mother is the only daughter of your father. That means that girl's father, he's saying, right? And right, is the only daughter of your father. So this girl's father's, and she is the only daughter, and she is the mother of this person. So quite simple, right? Once you draw this diagram. So how is the woman related to that person? So this was the woman, right? She's the only daughter of your father. So how is mother related to that person? She is the mother. Women related to, she is the mother. Question number 2. So this is also a type 1 question. Don't confuse it with type 2 question. This is type 1 because we need to draw only one blood relation diagram. So although symbols are used to represent this, right? So we have relations defined in terms of symbol, plus means this, minus means this, and we have some relation defined between these elements. So let us try to draw blood relation diagram. P plus Q. What does plus means? P is the father of Q. So we will quickly draw P is the father of Q, right? We don't know the gender of Q, so we haven't kept in box or circle. Q minus R. Q is the sister of R. So we will replace this with Q and R, right? And we will read like this. Q is the sister of R. So Q is the sister of R, right? So, right, it will come here. R into S. R is the mother of Q. So R is the mother of S. So R is the mother of S. The question is, how is R related to P? R is related to P means R is the daughter, right? It is circle, not square. So she would be the daughter of B. Answer 1. Type 2 problems. Type 1 problems is it's more of practice based. The more you practice, the better you will get. And there's nothing in it. Just draw the blood relation diagram and solve those questions. In type 2, and the question is we have representations and we have these many blood diagrams, these many relations defined between all these people, and we are asked which of these relations represent M is the grandmother of N. So we will so you might think that we will be drawing blood relation diagram for each one of these, but no, that is not required. We will use a shortcut method of elimination. So we will eliminate options which are unlikely or which is not possible, right? Elimination, Joe, which is not possible. So on what basis should we eliminate? There are two things that we will need to take care on gender basis and on generation gap. Okay, so how do we eliminate now? Now the question says M is the grandmother of N. That means M should be the gender. M's gender would be female, right? Circle. So in which case M is the grandmother of N. That is in which of these cases M is a girl, right? So we will keep eliminating where M is not a girl. So M dollar R. Dollar means what? M is father. No, M has to be girl. We will eliminate this. M dollar T. Again, we will eliminate this. M at the rate. M is the wife. Can be possible. M star can be possible. M star again can be possible. Right. So we have eliminated first two. Now the second thing that we will be using is generation gap. What do you mean by generation gap? So normally when we draw tree diagram or any family, how does it exist? It exists in generations, right? It exists in generations. You might be son of some father, that he might be son of some other father, like that. So we have this generation. Whenever we move down, we will keep adding plus one to each generation. Plus one, plus one, plus one. So what is this guys? This guys might be M and this guys might be N. What is this guy's generation? So generation gap of plus 2 in this case, right? And what is the generation gap of him, husband and wife? 0, right? They are on the same level, no gap of generation. And likewise, we will be doing this. And when we are going up rather than going down, right? When we are going up, suppose we came down and again some relation is defined with respect to this. Again, when we are going down, this can happen here. We will use minus 1. So plus 1, 0 or minus 1. So we will count the generation gap in each of these questions and we will try to align that with respect to our question. Here the question is M is the grandmother of N. So M is the grandmother. So N would be, sorry, not M. So N would be here. So generation gap of plus 1 and plus 1, 2, right? So we will eliminate all those options in which the generation gap is not plus 2. Let us try to see M and N. So we will start writing generation gap. M at the rate. At the rate means M is the wife, same generation. So no generation gap. So here we will write 0. R at dollar. So dollar means R is the father. So generation gap. So R has to be father. So when we go down to T, we are going rightwards, right? We are defining relation from left to right. So we are basically, when we say R is the father of T, so T is a level down. So we will add plus 1 here. T at the rate N. T is the wife. So there's no generation gap. Wife, right? So husband and wife, there's no generation gap. That is generation gap of 1. So we will cross this option. We want a generation gap of 2 between M and N, right? Let us see option number 4. M star R. Star means M is the mother. So generation gap of 1. At the rate means wife. Generation gap of 0. This again at the rate means 0. We will again eliminate this. So our answer option would be 5. And so let us see another question from type 2. Again, the relations are defined in terms of symbols, right? And we are given a relation here. 5 is the sister-in-law of 6. So in which of these 5 is the sister-in-law of 6? So we had two things for elimination, right? One is gender and another is generation gap. So we will first use gender to eliminate. So 5 is sister-in-law. Clearly 5 is a girl. So in which of these 5 is not a girl? Is it in the first case equal to means sister? Okay, she's a girl. Percentage, father, right? Percentage 5 is the father of 3. Remember, it's not A is the father, it's B is the father of A. That is 5 is the father of 3. We will eliminate this at the rate. So B is the brother of A. So in this case we can never define gender of 5 because 3 is the father of 5 and the blood relation goes from here to here. So we can never know whether 5 is brother-in-law, sister-in-law, even if it's some relation in law. Right? So we will eliminate this as well. So we have these two options left. 5C. So she is a girl in this case. So this is also alive. This is also alive. So we are done with our first elimination method. Let us try generation gap. When we use generation gap, first we'll need to find what is the generation gap of this. Sister-in-law is in same generation, right? So girl, it should be 5 and they should be in 6. So 5 is the sister-in-law of 6. So it would be in the same generation, that is generation gap of 0. So let us check in option number 1, 4 and this. 5 equal to 3. What does equal to mean? Generation gap of 0. Percentage 7. So 3% 7 means 7 is the father of 3. Not 3 is the father of 7. That is we are going up. We are going towards 7's 3's father's level. When we are going from left to right, we are traversing up, right? 7 is the father, not that 3 is the father of 7. Otherwise, we would have gone down, right? So when we are going up in the generation tree, we will use minus 7 at the rate 8. At the rate means brother, so generation gap of 0. Plus means wife, generation gap of 0. So generation gap of minus 1, we will eliminate this option because the generation gaps was supposed to be 0. Let us check this. 5 C3. 5C3 means 5 is the mother of 3. So generation gap of plus 1. 5 is the mother of 3. So 3 is the daughter or son. So we are going down. 7 is the father of 3. Percentage means 7 is the father of 3. So we are going up minus 1. At the rate. At the rate means B is the brother. So generation gap of 0 plus means wife. Generation gap of 0 plus 1 minus 1 which is equal to 0. So this is a valid option, but we'll have to draw that tree diagram to know whether the option is none of these or this. So let us try to draw the tree diagram. 5 C3, that is 5 is the mother of 3. So we'll quickly draw 5 is the mother of 3. 3% is 7. So 7 is the father of 3. 7 here. 7 at the rate 8 at the rate means 7 at the rate 8 means 8 is the brother of 7. So 8 is the brother of 7 plus 6 plus 6 means this is B is the wife of A. So 6 is the wife of this. So in relation, when you say relation between 5 and 6, in relation she would still be sister-in-law, right? Because this is girl and so she would still be sister-in-law. 5 would be sister-in-law. So we have this option right and this is wrong. So this is all I had in bloods relation. I hope you will be able to apply these shortcuts and solve all those problems quite easily.